Hello. So today we're going to do some introduction on economics, and we are going to talk about what is economics. What is economics? So economics talk about three different types of resources. We learn about natural resources, man-made resources, and human resources in economics. We also learn that economics is learning about needs versus wants. And what are the two? How are they different? How can they be the same? Today, we're going to focus on learning about the three different types of resources that people use. So our three resources again are, can you pause the video and say the three resources that we just talked about? And those three resources are one, man-made resources, two, natural resources, and three, human resources. We're going to take a look at some examples of these three different types of resources. So some examples of man-made resources are resources that a man or a woman made, and they are something that people make and use. So for example, a pencil, clothing, furniture, a house, a car. It is not something that you can go outside in nature and just find automatically. These are things that people take different parts, put them together, and make the parts to make something new that can be usable by people. The next type of resources are natural resources. Natural resources are resources that things come from nature and they're things that people use. So some examples we have here would be sun. Sunlight is a natural resource. Solar powered energy is an example of natural resource. We have flowers, plants, food, and it is natural form is a natural resource. So for example, if you get a potato from the ground or a carrot from the ground, a strawberry or an apple, and just eat it as it is, that is a natural resource. If you take that same apple and you turn it into apple pie, then it becomes a man-made resource because you have changed it from its first state that it was in into something new. Rocks, water is also an example of a natural resource that we use hopefully every day. And our third thing that we're going to look at today would be human resources. And some examples of human resources. Human resources are jobs that people do. For example, getting a haircut, going to school and having a teacher teach you, or having a teacher teach you on the computer. Someone who picks up trash or collects garbage, someone who is a doctor or a nurse, someone who brings or delivers food to you. Those are all examples of human resources. There are many more examples of human resources. Perhaps you can think of another example that's not listed here. So now it is your turn. What I'm going to ask you to do is one, I want you to find an example in your house, in your yard, somewhere around where you can find an example of a natural resource. Number two, I want you to find an example of a man-made resource. And number three, I want you to think about or tell me about a human resource. That is your assignment for today.